Welcome back to the MDS Guru. This is Melinda. I'm your hostess. Today, we want to talk about a couple of clarifications that I have received from Myers and Stauffer regarding Missouri Medicaid IDT notes. I have seen it advised, part of the misinformation I continue to see, that the usual performance for every ADL activity entered into the medical record must be done so individually for each GG item. We, at Renshaw Reimbursement and Consulting, have advised homes to write their IDT note to be certain and state the resident's usual performance. However, I have never advised all of these items to be broken down to each GG activity. And the response I received was there should be documentation in the window on each of the items in the 3-day look back for each item at least one time. You know, we have that. You're either doing progress notes, which I hope you're not because that's a lot of writing, or you've got ADL assessments with your POC charting, you've got things. The IDT can be as simple as saying that the IDT met and came to X conclusion. See the MDS GG 130 and GG 170 section for decision, and of course you're going to put the MDS date in there. That's it. That is an update to the previous note of just saying their usual performance, that you examined all sources of ADL documentation and performance. And something else I want to add is you may have heard me say that as long as you do your IDT note on the ARD and before transmission, that you're good. I'm going to include a couple of sources. The RAI manual from October 2025, page GG-11, assess the resident's self-care and mobility performance based on direct observation, incorporating the resident's self-report and reports from qualified clinicians, care staff, or family that's documented in the resident's medical record during the assessment period. CMS anticipates that an IDT team of clinicians is involved in assessing the resident during the assessment period. So yes, you can use POC charting. Hopefully you have some other sources of ADL performance. Skilled Nursing Facility Quality Reporting Program Provider Training from June 21st, 2023 on page 23 states completion of section GG of the MDS, which is the coding determination, does not need to occur within the 3-day assessment window. Well, how could you do that? It is expected to be based on the assessments completed within the 3-day assessment window. The IDT can assimilate the data to determine the resident's usual performance after day 3, as long as they utilize information from the 3-day assessment window. We know that the documentation for the GG items must be documented in our resident's medical record during the assessment period. However, the IDT note can be done outside of the 3-day look back, and should be, because you're still assessing. It must reference the appropriate look back and is done before Z0500 signature date. The Z0500 signature date is the date that the RN signs the MDS is complete. So in the past, I have said, as long as that note is on or after the ARD and it's before you transmit, you're good. But your note has to be, according to this, before the signature date of the RN stating that the assessment is complete, which is Z0500. So that's another clarification I wanted to share with you. And this next thing, last thing today, is I've been asked how often is Missouri Medicaid going to do audits? And the answer I received was 1 to 3 years, every 1 to 3 years. Missouri reserves the right to revisit after 120 days. So you could get Medicaid assessments or Medicaid audits anywhere from 4 months to 3 years. That's it, guys. Just let me know if you have more questions, need more clarification. Those first 2 items were tightening the reins a bit on the IDT note, and I wanted to share that with you. So thanks. Let me know if you need anything.